I don't really know how to start this, so I'm just gonna start. I don't know. I was watching a video, and these two videos came to mind. First one, it was a video. It was like, why 90% of artists will fail. Why 90% of artists will fail. And that was like the title of the video. And then it was another thing like some guy like talking about like the world is going crazy or whatever. And basically, I didn't watch the full video. I'm just being honest with you. But from what I saw, he was the main point he seemed to be talking about was about like how how crazy everything is, how people are just so crazy these days. Like you can't have a small talk with anyone. There's no shared reality, and everything's going to shit. People are like, oh my god, money's not real. Whoa, you know the world's falling. And I just want to, I guess, put some reframing and positivity out into the universe, even though I know fucking, what's the word, negativity sells. But basically, it was just like, first and foremost, let's talk about people being crazy these days. And I can talk to this like, I basically can show this. One time I was talking to my great aunt, and she was like, oh my god, the world is so crazy these days. You gotta make sure you're safe when you go outside. And I had to explain to her, no, great aunt, the world isn't actually crazier these days. It's just that it's a bigger lens on what is already crazy. There have always been people out there doing these crazy, heinous acts. And actually, because there's so much technology watching people these days, there's actually less. But because there's more of a microscope on those less that is there, everybody sees it way more. So now we think it's happening more, even though it may not, it may be happening the exact same rate or maybe even less. You know? And to tie that point into what the guy with the video was talking about, he was like, there is no shared reality. My question is, when was there ever? You know? Like, people have always had different perspectives on what reality was. That's what makes it a world. That's what makes it beautiful. That's what makes people able to make different art. That's what makes people be able to do different things. Because there is a different perspective on the all reality we're looking at. And here's the very abstract example. Me and my friend, we were watching a soccer game. And as we're watching the soccer game, he told me, mind you, he's gay. He told me that, oh my god, that guy just touched his balls. I didn't see any of that. We were watching the same TV. Well, the same big TV. He saw the person doing it. And I'm not saying that they didn't, but he saw the person doing it. Well, I didn't. And we both watched the same things unfold. That lets you know how just in one person, what people's attentions go to and what they perceive are going to be different and vary from person to person. And that's good, because you need different perspectives to get a more accurate picture of reality. And to go back to his point, he's like, oh my god, people are just so crazy these days. And he goes back to 2020 and saying like that was the cause. And 2020 was a very pivotal moment, and I think we're still feeling the effects today. And I feel like the effects are just going to diverge and compound more and more as time goes on. But like, I always think of it like this, for a lot of people, when you think of like an animal, and the animal is caged, you ever see like a caged animal or animal in a zoo? When you put them back out into the wild, they're never the same animal they were. They always are different, And this is a phenomenon that's been seen multiple times, like how we're gonna react and go into society just gonna be completely different from 2020. And instead of seeing it as something that is wrong, we should see it as something that happened. Something that happened that we need to understand and go with, instead of fighting reality. Because, you know, and I think this is an issue. A lot of people think the world is this static, fixed form of things. People think, oh my god, it wasn't crazy and now it is. I think it's always been crazy. It's always been crazy. People have always had these crazy thoughts, crazy takes everywhere. It's just that it's louder now because we have the internet. We're exchanging ideas and cultures and many things at a rate that was never before seen. Look at the music scene now. The music scene now is so diverse than what it used to be. It's so diverse. People have the tools to make whatever they want. And so it's just like, I think we should just allow for life to happen. It's evolution, you know? It's just evolution. I'm sweating like crazy. And like, look at this. Fucking global warming. People say, "Oh my God, it's all fake." No, it's real, and we probably are gonna die from it. But it's just that climate change is real, and we're probably gonna die from it. People go, it's not real. It ebbs and flows. It's not. No, it's exponentially getting worse every year. I'm just saying that just because I was thinking about what somebody has said in this TikTok live. But I would say worse. It's exponentially getting higher every year, and it's bad for us because we're not meant to survive this. For the human race, it's bad. For maybe another animal, it might be what they need to become the top of the food chain. Uh, but you know, it's just the idea that the world isn't this static thing. I used to be really into evolution and stuff as like a kid, and just like seeing like how like the Earth used to be different phases of the Earth. There was never a static point when the Earth was this and then it was that. It always was the Earth and it slowly changed over time. When did the dinosaur become this chicken? There was never a point. We just made categories to describe two different things that were different. Um, I'm rambling, but like back to the point. The world has always been crazy. I think we just got to get past the point that the world isn't crazy and just embrace our craziness. Embrace the crazy you instead of trying to be the fixed thing the world says you are. Embrace the craziness. Embrace it. There's a wasp over there, but embrace the craziness. And I think, bro, are you really gonna mess with me today, dude? Dude, I don't got time for this. Thank you, bro, 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 bro. Okay, but yeah, like, dude, you just are bothering me crazy today. But okay, goodbye. But like, literally, like, I think we just got to understand that the world is never these fixed things with these rigid systems. It's always been this very complex, like this complex changing thing that we can never hold the shape of. I think reality kind of like a cloud. It's always been the cloud, but it changes shape constantly. You know? And I think of it can be that same thing you can be seen as you as a person. Think about it. Are you the you that you were when you're 8? Or are you 17? And since you changed, are you crazy now because you changed from when you were 8 to 17? Or are you just you and you're just, developing over time? But I think, you know, I think we just got to get past this like idea that the world is so fixed, past the idea that, oh my God, there's evil things that are happening. Yes, there's always been evil things that are happening, and we should try to make them better. But that doesn't mean we have to think those world is falling apart or it's getting worse. It's actually getting better. It's getting better, and well, better is subjective, but it's actually changing. It's actually changing. And I think we got to get past the point that the world doesn't change, because there's going to be a point where the world's going to look so unfamiliar to us, and we're going to be like, man, we want to go back. And there's already to a point where we're already getting to that point and we're not even fucking 30 yet. You know? I'm just ranting, bro. But like, I think the world is meant to change. Change is a part of reality. Change is a part of life. I think we should embrace it and love it and go outside more. I was talking to AI because I don't give a fuck. I talk to AI sometimes, a lot. But I was talking to it and I was like, when you think of reality, it's kind of like oh, not reality. When you think of the internet, it's kind of like a different realm when you really think about it. Like it's kind of a different space where space and time don't really exist in the same way that we do. Something that happened 40 years ago happened just now. You know, space and time kind of don't exist in the internet. It's like a different realm, a different portal you go into, and you could be whatever you want. I think the only sad part is it's like the gentrification of the internet that's happening. But you know, as all things, chaotic systems become chaotic systems become organized over time, and those organized systems become complex, and then those complex systems become organized. That's just how life goes. Um, but I don't know. I just wanted to say that. I just want to put some positive energy out into the universe, and I think we should all understand, like, even though things are can look bad, we should never get fixed on the destination, never get fixed on where we're going, and enjoy what we're doing. Enjoy the sun. Enjoy this moment. I literally have a boot on right now. Enjoy reality today, because today is the only thing that is here, you know? And even when you get the thing that you've sought after for so long, the moment you get it, you're gonna want something else. It's the nature of reality. What's the nature of being an animal? Not even being an animal, probably something even deeper than that. But, you know, I'm just saying something to be more positive. Like, I feel like there's just too much negativity, and everything is micro. Everything has been so magnified that we forgot that it was magnified. And we're living inside of it now instead of living our lives. And I think that's the best way to break out of the matrix. The best way to say F it to the government. Live your life how you want to. Wear goggles because it's cool. But yeah, I'm just saying some shit. I want to make a quick video. I had it on my mind. And, have to do it in the moment because energy energy's good. Energy's always moving. So, yeah.